always look forward to spending some time with our friend Dennis Horton. He's the director of the Rockford Regional Office of the Better Business Bureau. Dennis, good morning to you.
Good morning, Riley.
How was your weekend?
Oh, really very nice. Quiet, but very nice.
Absolutely. A little grilling?
Yes. I burned the chicken last night. I thought I was multitasking. I really can't, apparently.
No, I can't either. Multitasking for me means burning more than one thing at once. So, for every Joe Dredge out there, there's guys like you and I are just, burning things. All right.
Generally, I'm pretty good, though, I will say. Generally, I'm pretty good, but, you got away from me last night.
Absolutely. I'm very good at watching Amy do it. So there we go. Let's talk about some of the things you guys have your eyes on. Scams targeting veterans and service members. Boy, nothing makes you angrier than to hear that.
Exactly, Riley. And as we've discussed during the pandemic period here, the scams and the number of scams and the kind of scams have dramatically increased. And that includes scams to service members and veterans. Some numbers that we're concerned about is that, for instance, last year, military retirees and veterans lost $950 per person to some scams.
Wow.
And active duty service members were targeted, and their average loss was over $700, $775, and that is compared to the losses of civilians at $658. And during the pandemic period, as with all scams right now, scammers are stepping up the game and are truly targeting service members and retirees a great deal more than they have in the past. So the numbers that I just mentioned are certainly going to increase dramatically.
What is it about veterans and service members that makes them such a ripe target?
Well, the scammers target the family members of and consumers in general because they know that consumers are more than willing to give to charities that assist veterans and service members. And family members are always looking to do whatever they can to benefit their loved ones. And the veterans and service members get caught in that web.
Oh, man. Yeah, and it just goes on because obviously they're looking at a jackpot with some of these people.
Right. Everything from military loans, life insurance policies, as I mentioned, charities and rental properties, advertising rental properties that they promote just to service members and to retirees with great deals because you are a member of the services.
Okay. So you think, all right, well, they're thanking me for my service. They're offering me this great deal. Only they're not doing either one of those things.
That's right. And there are many occasions where members of the military are offered special benefits, and that colors what people what can happen because there are many legitimate offers to service members.
All right, so be on the lookout. If it seems too good to be true, it seems like somebody's really going above and beyond to help out you, the veteran, the service member. Make sure you read through and talk through everything you're looking at. That's right.
Too good to be true was one of the notes I put down here, Riley. And those scams scammers are using text messages and emails and robocalls. So every method that they can use to get to you, they will.
All right. And so whether you are a service member, a veteran, or you know someone who is, keep your eyes open on this thing.
Exactly.
And if it seems too good to be true, chances are it probably is. Call the Better Business Bureau and ask them about it, too.
We're here to help.
Now, stimulus payment concerns.
There have been many issues surrounding the stimulus payments. People not getting them, not understanding how to get them, that you didn't need to do anything. But what the concern here is now is that individuals who are in nursing homes and assisted living facilities, and those especially who are receive Medicaid benefits, Some nursing homes have been allegedly keeping those stimulus payments of those residents, which is a no-no according to the Federal Trade Commission. And we want to make sure that residents and members and residents of the nursing homes and assisted living facilities themselves, or in some cases their family members, should know that these payments are not considered resources or money that would be turned over to the nursing home or assisted living facility. Congress and the Act said that this is a tax credit, and because it's a tax credit, the nursing homes can't put their hands on it. And in some cases, they've been doing that. We just want to make sure that the family members and the people who are living in nursing homes or assisted living facilities are aware that they do not have to turn those funds over.
Because part of the Medicaid deal is some of your resources, as they're labeled, have to be used toward providing for some of your care. But being that it's a tax credit, it doesn't fall under that resource category.
Exactly, you've nailed it.
So, yeah, watch out on that one. And if you don't know exactly how things are going on, don't be afraid to ask the administrators at the long-term care facility that you have someone in and find out exactly what's going on with that.
And in some cases, you may get pushback from the administrators of these nursing homes and assisted living facilities. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that, the vast majority of the administrators of nursing homes and other facilities are really good about following the letter of the law. But there are some that do not. And those are the ones that we want to make sure people are aware of.
All right. So, yeah, keep that stimulus payment. That is a tax credit. That is not part of your resource package, and that should be yours. And, if you have questions, again, there's another one. I think this is going on. Get in touch with the BBB. They walk you through the steps that you can take then to maybe make things right again.
Right, and we can help you get to, you can file a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission, and we will point you in the right direction.
Outstanding. All right, stimulus payments supposed to go into your pocket. And finally, everybody, we have a Zoom meeting. We got together on Zoom. A bunch of us got together on Zoom. Zoom precautions.
I'm just talking to you on the phone is a wonderful thing. I don't have to see you.
Right. That's a plus, yes.
No, just kidding there. You're a handsome dude. But Zoom was not set up to be used for consumer use and its current uses. And they've had to go through a lot of updates to provide some protections for consumers. There are fewer. It was designed for business use where there was less of a need for privacy concerns and security concerns. You may have heard about some late-night comedians who did gags about Zoom bombing, where they hop on, a call. Well, they set those up. But Zoom bombing is a serious problem, and the federal FBI says that this is a crime, and in some cases, it's a crime because they are Zoom bombing with threats, with racial slurs and pornographic images, and really terribly, child pornography.
Oh, Lord.
So we want to make sure that if you're using Zoom, and many of us had heard of Zoom but weren't daily users as we have become, that you have set your privacy settings correctly, and that you always use a password for your Zoom call, and that you set up the waiting room so that you have to allow that individual into the call. This way you'll protect yourself from any Zoom bombing that could take place.
And we've heard some real horror stories. I recall there was a church in the Carolinas within a couple of weeks ago that had some sort of Bible study Zoom meeting going on, and someone pumped that, as you mentioned, full of child pornography and other horrifying images in the middle of all of this.
Yes, and because all you have to do sometimes is just Google the name of a church, or if you know a person's name, the Zoom login and conference ID will come up, and you can just hop right in there if you don't add those other protections. And especially important if children are included in the calls that you're making.
Yeah, because some of the things we've heard about the hackers engaging in is certainly something you do not want your kids sitting in front of that screen when it happens.
That's right, and it's Zoom isn't going to go away. We've gotten used to it now. It has been a wonderful thing for all of us who are locked down at home. But if there's something good that's going to happen, there'll be people out there who can find a way to make it a bad thing, and that's what's happened here.
Yep, and turn it into a profit for themselves somehow.
Somehow or another, they're always looking to rip us off.
For any questions and concerns over any of the topics that you brought up this morning, and there's a bunch of them to consider here, how do people make contact?
You can give us a call at 815-963-2222. We're here and glad to help.
That's all there is to it. Call the Better Business Bureau. That's their whole purpose for existence, is making sure that you don't get caught up in some of these webs. Dennis, as always, we appreciate the time. We appreciate the expertise, and we'll look forward to talking to you again in a couple of weeks.
Yes, Robbie, you have a great week.
You too.